And you're live on Dead Radio.
Yo everybody, welcome to another episode of Dead Radio with your main man, Bangy is Dead. Powered by the beautiful people at Play Energy Drink. Shout out BlackBrick in the cinema. Very fucking cozy. But anyway, I'm a bit shy actually. I don't know why.
Why? Because we're friends? Because we're actual friends?
No, it's because normally it's just me and the person. You get what I mean? Like, so now there's like people. So it's like, oh, they're watching me.
King with squad.
But yeah, you know, we got a special guest. You know, we only deal with special guests. Like, come on, you already know. I've already briefed him. I want to do it again because it's a typeface thing. We're not gonna have. It's not an interview.
It's not an interview. It's a conversation.
100%. You're gonna forget about the cameras as time goes by. But we don't introduce our guests. They introduce themselves.
Oh my god, that's trash.
It's not like you joking. Tell us who you think you are, bro. Like I can say you're the most greatest,
unorthodox.
You know what I mean? You probably don't
extraordinaire.
That's the case, Doc. Like you probably don't. But yeah, that camera's for us. That camera's for me, and that camera's for you.
Okay.
So when you introduce yourself, I think you can just look at that camera.
That one.
That you're gonna forget. So yeah, what's going on?
Good, brother.
How you doing?
Chilling. Nothing much.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me, bro.
You already know.
I've been wanting to do this since episode 1. Remember? I was like, no, let me wait it out.
So who are you? What do you do, dude?
My name is Muzi.
Okay. Is it really? I'm joking.
Yeah,
okay.
Muzi Mazibuko. I'm Zeno's dad. I make music.
Cute.
Pretty much it, bro. Like
cute.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do now? We're basically gonna go through. Let's look at it as timeline. We're gonna go through a timeline. You're gonna tell us about your background. You're gonna tell us. Then we're just gonna take it from there. So where did you grow up? Where are you from?
I'm from Mpangeni.
Okay.
In northern KZN.
Okay.
Born in Durban. Came to Mpangeni because that's where my mom had work.
Okay.
Yeah, last born family, about 4 other siblings.
Okay.
3 brothers, 1 sister. Yeah, just.
Where's your school?
Damn, I changed schools in primary. I went to a school called Pesha.
Okay.
From preschool to grade 3.
Okay.
And then I went to a white school, some Model C thing. From grade 3 to grade 7. They made me repeat grade 3 because I was apparently too young. Whatever. And then from there, I went to a high school called Tanduyise.
Okay.
Which is just in the hood. And yeah, and during all that time, I guess I'm just primary school especially, I was hearing a lot of music, man.
What kind? Or were you just hearing music? You didn't really pay attention to what exactly it was?
Yeah, when you're a kid, I don't think you're hearing genres. You're just hearing vibes. You're hearing things that you like.
True.
So it wasn't until I was older that I knew what I was listening to. You know, when you can search back and be like, oh, that was Brenda, that was Daft Punk, that was Coldplay, that was Bump 99 or whatever it was. You know, so I was just hearing a lot of stuff. My mom, her day of playing music was Sunday. So then we're hearing gospel, we're hearing Mariah Carey, we're hearing opera music and all that stuff. And then the other days would just be my brothers playing hip hop. My one brother liked R&B, the softer vibes. My dad loved electronic music. So I'm hearing all these things and stuff. So yeah, it was just almost just everyone at home is mad different.
Okay.
We're all different from each other. So everyone just, as the last born, as the kid looking at everyone else, I was just absorbing everything.
Right. So basically what I wanted to not ask but ask is, at which point do you now start to dissect music? Because there's listening to music, then there's listening to music,
then there's realizing that you can make music.
100%.
Yeah.
There's when I listen to some songs, right?
Yeah.
I literally just like maybe it could be the guitar only. But
Yeah.
But the guitar is what starts to stand out. So when do you start ripping like music apart?
With my brother, I used to, I didn't know what I was doing at the time, but like, you know, like with the hi-fi, man, like when it has like those two cassette slots.
Yes.
Like what I used to do for my brother was, you know, like when song starts, there's usually like a beat at the start or at the end or whatever. I used to play that on one song and then record it on the other and keep on looping it. So, essentially, and I'm like,
the song would be repeated.
Yeah. So, but I was doing it with the hi-fi at home. So like you press play at the same time, and when you press record, then when we make sure that you stop this one. You know, sometimes I'd have gaps, but I got better at like looping. Like so, here it's an empty cassette. Here it's like I remember doing like a Sean Paul thing. Like here it's like the beat that we want. So I was literally making a beat with mom's hi-fi, but I didn't know I was making a beat at the time. I was just like press play and I was like 10.
But what was the intention?
The intention was so that my brother could record. So like you record, make the beat, nah? You keep on doing the loop, you do the loop, maybe until you have like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I take that cassette, put that on the A side, and then on the B side put another empty cassette, and then we use like these like in-ear microphones.
Yeah.
You separate it, and then you take another sort of what is that thing? Like the end bit, like the plug thing. I don't know what to call it. There's a name I'm forgetting, but essentially what you end up having is that with the two in-ears, you have one ear to listen with and another ear to record with.
What?
So like, and then we put one in the mic section and another one in the headphone section, and then when the beat plays, he starts rapping. So we're still recording with my.
You made a beat. You were making.
So we're making essentially, you know, it wasn't my beat, but like I was literally like cutting music as like a 10-year-old, like doing that. And
how did you guys even realize that you could do it like that?
Because we're doing it with cassettes. Remember when like your mom like gets like
so crazy.
Your mom used to get like 50-50 like cassettes and the wildlife thing, and they're like, you ain't gonna watch this shit. So then when a nice movie plays, we just record over the thing, and then I was like, pretty much use the same like thinking process for cassette.
The exact same thing. It's actually the same thing.
You just smaller. Yeah, mom just hated us because like all her music was gone, all her like because we just recorded over everything. Like so.
That's nuts.
Yeah, so I was just using, but I didn't know I was making beats and stuff. And then, so I'm like 10 when that happens. And then my brother used to rap, and he had a group, and they were always like at home and stuff. So I just started writing with them when they were writing, like when they're like writing the lyrics, just started writing with them, and then like having this sort of like song session thing happen. Like, oh no, let's try this line, let's try that line, try that, and then I'm just like the kid in that sort of session. So. Yeah, and it just started growing from there. So I started off doing that, like the cassette thing,
then started
writing. Then I started thinking I was a rapper until my one friend from primary school, like, proved that he was better than me, and I was like, "I do your thing, boy.
Yeah, you
good one." You know what I'm saying? And then when I'm 12, 13, so that's like grade 8 or something.
Yeah.
Mom gets she got us like this old like used computer. And my brother's friends like installed all these like production programs on there, like Cubase, Pro Tools, Fruity Loops was on there also. And then I just like started learning, you know. I was like, oh, let me just make beats. I didn't even think that it was connected to the thing I was doing with cassettes.
Right.
It was just like.
So you just started like, I think this is cool.
Let me just try, man. Like I was like, school was boring, you know. School was so boring, bro. Like yeah, it was just like, okay, so I just need to read what's in the book
and write a test.
And then write a test. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that was a very like boring concept for me. And then I just like started making music then, and yeah, I never.
So then, when did you actually now intentionally record a song? Like after that whole process, so like, now you've been writing here and there, you've been making beats here and there.
So like grade 8, starting to make beats. Grade 9, starting to like rap on the beats. Like we formed this group with a friend of mine called Hybrid, because we were like, yo, we're gonna bring everything into this music, whatever. Yeah. But we weren't really playing for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like we're just like making it. So the sort of time, like the scheduling was get back from school, make music, do your chores, whatever at home, make music till like fall asleep, wake up in the morning, you're playing the music arts on the radio whilst you're going to school to hear what you've done here. So every day I was making beats. Like every day. It's like, so like what? We just like burn, when we had Nero, remember Nero? Yeah, so burn things onto your a rewritable CD because you don't have money. So every day I'm deleting those old beats.
Oh shit! So every day is really like a new beat. It was like
just like constantly, like got to a point where I was making like 15-20 beats a day. Like not to even say that it was dope. It was just like,
it's still 15 beats a day.
Just like going off, wanted to get really good at it. So it's like that was the schedule.
So you're mad repetitive.
Yeah, like you wake up, go to school, come back from school, do your chores, make music, listen to the music in the morning, do the same thing again.
Where does school fit in?
School is during school time.
So at home there's no school?
No. Why? I learned at school. I paid attention in class. Yeah, I paid attention in class. Like I learned. I paid attention in class. Like I used to read ahead sometimes. So like for instance, if you know that like, okay, grade 10, you're choosing a subject or whatever, they give you these textbooks.
Yeah.
I used to try and read those textbooks like the first like term. So I read all the textbooks myself. So like when I go to class, I'm hearing something that I've read already.
Okay.
So it was like, I'm just repeating.
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't a thing of what I'm hearing for the first time, like what the teacher's saying.
Dope.
Because I went to like the school wasn't like, it had good teachers, but it didn't have like a lot of resources. Let me put it that way. So I just put it on myself. I go to like, I'm not gonna wait to. I've always been like that, and I'm not gonna wait to hear like someone tell me about something.
Right.
I'm the one that needs to pass, so I just read ahead.
Right.
And then,
dope.
So it was like that. So by the time I got back home, I just wanted to make beats, bro.
Okay, fine. You're making beats, cool. You're whiling, making like 15 beats a day, cool. Yeah. Wild. Yeah. Get to matric. What's your next move? What's your decision? What are you doing with your life?
Matric is a crazy. Like I got to matric. Studied. Okay, that was the year I studied a lot. Like I studied too much in matric. Yeah, studied too much in matric, and matric is like grade 11, like grade 11 plus. You know what I'm saying? So like if you got your things right in grade 11, matric is easy. But I just wanted to like, just make sure that I knew the shit from grade 11. You know what I'm saying? So like I studied grade 11 stuff again, studied matric stuff because of the textbooks, and then June came and I black out during my exams. What's blackout? Like like when you've like put in like too much or whatever, and then when you're trying to like I guess when you're writing your test and you just don't remember shit. Oh shit. So I pushed myself too much. I failed June. failed. Like I just passed, which to me was like a fail. I was like, I'm not a 50% guy. That's some scary ass shit. That's not the year to be doing that. I was like, I'm not a 50% guy. Anyways, so that was matric, and then year end things go well. I pass really well, but I don't know what I want to do. Like there's music that I love, but I don't really want to go study like expression. Right. I never wanted to study how to express myself. Right. So that's a very, very different way of seeing it. Yeah, it felt like that, So what I did was passed really well. Never really had money to like apply for stuff. But I called my mom. My mom wanted to like everyone was talking about this doctor thing, whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. I called the dean of the medical school and set up a meeting with them. I let them know like that I couldn't apply, didn't have the $300 to see it or whatever. Calls me in for a meeting. I showed my matric certificate, he gives me a test like same time, because there's this entry test that you have to write to med school,
MDT or some shit.
Yeah, give me that shit. I ace that shit, and that's how I get into med school. And the next day, I hear that there's like people, like all these bursary people come through. I do the same thing with them. I set up a meeting, show them my report card. I get a bursary. It was literally like that. Like, I had no plan, man. I had no plan. It was just like, but I passed really well.
Right.
You know, so.
Right. So you get into med school now.
Yeah, so then now I get into med school. I still want to do music, but like, there's a pressure from home, low income, family, all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try this medicine thing. It bores me.
How does it bore you?
Because this is not me, You start like it sucks when you're in a place where everyone that's there looks like they love what they're doing, and you're just there because you're there.
Yeah,
and
people are really looking forward to the next thing, and you just like
in med school, people are like motivated by different things. There's people that are motivated by like actually helping people and leading people. There's people that are motivated by the money. There's people that are motivated by the stature of being a doctor, and all that stuff. There's people that are just there because their families it's like a family of doctors, so now you have to be a doctor. And I just want to make music, so like I felt like
there's a disconnect.
Yeah, it was a huge, and I tried, man. I really tried. So after so I do med school. I'm still making beats. I start so I go to med school when I was 17. Yeah, because that's when I finished matric. 17, 2018. Go to med school. And at the same time, in med school, obviously there's lands and there's like computer lands or whatever. So I start doing my research and like, maybe I can send people some beats,
Okay.
Because, something that...
So you were still making beats, obviously?
Yeah, I never stopped. Okay. So I was still making beats. Okay. And, I started hitting up a few artists that are like big or whatever. And I started working with like a few people in the industry.
Solely for beats?
Yeah, I wanted to be a producer. I never wanted to be like in front.
Okay.
I didn't like that idea.
And these people that you hit up, did they just openly were they interested in having a conversation? Just like that, if you get what I mean?
They were interested, and I think my beats were good, but I used to get it's international. A lot. I used to get that a lot, like that it sounds like American or European or whatever that means, So I used to get that a lot, and then the few placements I got were good. But as I'm in med school, I'm starting to learn about like the industry, and I'm starting to learn about like how fucky it is.
Right.
It's like trash, and like
So let me ask you before you carry on. I'm sorry.
Fine.
Which artist? John Moore. What, you want to drop that? You don't.
Which artists are what? No,
you don't even know what I want to ask you.
Okay, continue.
Which is the first person who you made a beat for, and you were like, damn, I made a beat for this guy. Everything we do, there's that tipping point of like, oh shit, I actually did that. Not in it, but you know what I mean. Like at some point, just like shit.
That artist was me. When I made a beat for myself.
Okay, that's a fair answer.
Yeah, man. I know, like it's in the past, bro. Like some things don't deserve airtime. You might say it. It's like it's really but like fair. I did it. Like I was proud of myself for getting into like those people's doors.
Right. That's
like
fair.
Regardless of what happened there, like it wasn't. I wouldn't say it wasn't the best of experiences, but it was like a real like learning curve.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Okay, you're learning about the industry now?
I'm learning about the industry, and then I go into third year med school. I'm still like learning about the industry. I also started a group called Witness the Funk with a friend of mine called Umnobi. Charles or Ox Cable, he goes by now. So we start Witness the Funk. But I want to I remember like when we talk about my upbringing, like I wanted to do music that like was more towards that and less towards like hip hop per se.
Okay.
Even though I was brought up by hip hop and stuff, so I leave the group. This is like 2010.
Okay.
And I just like want to start my own thing, you know.
Okay.
And just like bet on myself,
right,
more or less. So that's
put your life on the line.
Yeah, man. So that's when I stopped. I kind of stopped making beats for other people, and I just like start focusing on myself. Third year is about to fit now. Now it's like I'm just jumping between things because like other things are like not relevant. Third year is about to finish. Third year is about to end and stuff. It's my last exam in med school. By this point, there's like medical students that don't like me because I never study, but I pass and stuff.
You're one of those kids.
I didn't care. I didn't care. I just wanted to pass. Like
when people say, did you study? You're like, no, I didn't study. Then it comes out with the 90%.
Yeah, but I wouldn't study, but I listen.
Right.
if you listen, you can cut your studying time in like by like 70%.
Okay.
If you listen in class, that's why you're in class.
Listen up, kids.
Listen up, kids. If you listen in class, you can cut. Yeah, if you're trying to like talk to like girls and all that stuff, then you have to study way harder. Anyways, I just used to pay attention in class, right, and not study. So, but like now it's like the final exam and going in there, everyone's cool. I know I just made a beat. I know I didn't study. Everyone is like reviewing notes and shit. I'm just like, man. And then a voice in my head just goes, "Hey, dude, go make a beat." So now I'm in the exam room. Everyone's about to sit down and shit. And then I trust the voice in my head that tells me to go make music.
At that moment?
Yeah. When everyone's getting like everyone.
And you stood up.
You know, they sit everyone down and then they give you like the what you call the question papers and all that stuff. Yeah. So
that's when you decided to fuck school, in a nutshell.
It wasn't really like fuck school. It was like
it's not fuck school.
It was like choose music. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that, but essentially it became fuck school. Like,
that's so funny. That's the most funniest thing.
What?
And literally the same shit happened to me. Like genuine. Like it wasn't. I never consciously made the decision to leave university. Like there was one day, and I very vividly in my head. I was outside, and as I'm going to go make something for someone, right? One of the students is like, "Dude, you're leaving now. We have like a very important class. Like you need this class for the exams that are happening now." Yeah. And I remember standing there for like literally 5 minutes in my brain, like, "Yo, this artist really needs this jacket, but I also want to go to school."
So what am
and then I was just like, you know what? Hey, the energy is happening right now, bro. Like, I'm one with the clothes, so I just left and I never came back. That day was the last time I went back to school.
It just hits you, man. It hits you differently. In the time, it does become like a selfish thing because you're not really thinking about anyone else besides yourself. But it's important, man. So yeah, that happened.
And you go make this beat.
Students are like, where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? I'm like, I'm going to make a beat. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
This nigga's going to go make a beat.
That's exactly what I said, you know. And then, and then it was just like, and then I get back to this, call my mom, tell my mom, I'm like, yo, done with this shit. My mom thinks I'm joking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I mean, she's shook. I know she's shook. I would be shook. My
you're passing. You're not like you have like a bursary.
You're about to be a doctor, dog.
I'm like 2 years away at this point. Just like I do.
Okay.
So then, and then I have to go back home. Now it's different when you're on the phone. I have to go back home. Back home.
The real conversation.
Now they call it a meeting. Now it's like it's an intervention. You know, what's going on now? So like that happens. Shit ends up badly because like I'm just like, yo, why you're banking on me? You know, that was my thing. Like yes, I'm the last born. Like we. It felt like my siblings even had like a better chance than me because like when my siblings were growing up, like my mom like still had like a job, like she was good. When I'm growing up, my mom doesn't work.
Okay.
You know, so I felt like I made my way.
Right.
And then at this point now, it was just like everyone had somewhat of like a sense of like entitlement with regards to where I was gonna go.
Right.
You know, and people start banking. Oh yeah, I felt like when you're a doctor, you're gonna be able to take care of this and that and that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Do you even know what I like?
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
bank on yourself, bro.
Yeah. So it was like that. It felt like that, man. And so it doesn't end well because now I'm 20. But this is the first time in my life that they're seeing me stand up for
yourself.
Now you know. Now it's not
like I'm not joking.
I'm not joking. I'm not doing anything. Like, this is what I want to do. You know, I wanna. Do you have a plan? No. Do you? No. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't look like a good thing. You know, and I understand why they did what they did. But like at the time, yeah, shit ends up badly. Words are said. People don't want to see me anymore. Music gets disowned. Hambala.
Cause you want to go to school.
Yeah, but I need to. When I stop with my dream, I need to. I'm ending other people's dreams.
Yeah, nigga. You banked on me, dog.
That shit.
we put our money on you, nigga.
What money? I had a bursary.
So now
I had a bursary.
So now they kick you out.
Yeah. I was disowned, bro. No one wants to talk to me, dog. And I had $200. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going back to Durban. Go back to Durban. Now I'm living in the streets now. Shit's tough.
What do you mean you're living in the streets?
You know when you see someone in the streets asking you for shit?
Yeah.
That. I just never ask people for shit.
So how are you getting by?
Oh, I was at skate park. A skate park. A shelter is $20.
What?
So I had like $200. Taxi was like $130 at the time. So then I have 70 rands left. So find a shelter. Like they give you like soup or whatever.
Right.
Place to sleep. Do that. But when I don't have money, I'm going to the skate park. You know, it's easier. Like you can like it was like I'm just skating.
Right.
Until everyone leaves.
And then you're still
there.
You're
still there. You're just like, good night. You know. So there's that shit. And then I'm like, so now this time obviously I don't have a computer, like all that stuff, like everything is at home.
Right.
So I figured that like if I can like start mingling with like artists in Durban or whatever, like I could maybe make some money.
Right.
So that's what I start doing. Selling beats for 50 rands this time.
And how are you making the beats?
I have a copy of Fruity Loops on a DVD rewritable. So when I go to anyone's computer, I just put it in there, open up the thing, make a beat, save it on that same DVD rewritable, and then keep it moving that way. So now,
what the fuck?
Yeah, so I was just doing that. And then if I sell a beat, and then I was like, yo, if I sell 10 beats, I have $500. Like that's like good shelter money. So I'm doing that. And then, so it's pretty much like, what do you call it? Bartering?
Right.
Like, yeah, like, if I make a beat for you, like, can I stay over your place? If I make a beat for you, can I, double? Right. I was doing that shit. And then, yeah, and then I ended up, like staying over at some of my friends' places and all that stuff until I was making enough money to, like, rent a space out. But within all of that happening...
What the fuck?
Within all of that happening, I was still using my student card to go back to campus to use the internet.
Oh, nuts.
And when I'm doing that, I'm sending John beats.
Okay, now, how long is this period?
It's a year. It's a year plus something, yeah, a year plus. Like, and how I found John was the same way I found the other artists. Like, so I was just like emailing people, like going on their Facebooks, seeing emails, whatever.
Right.
Hi, my name is Muzi. I make music. I'm from Mbangeni. This. And then I used to do this thing where I don't send people the whole beat. I send them like a minute.
Right.
So if they like it, they have to call me back, or they have to like
hit you up, not just use it.
Yeah.
So smart.
So I used to do that, and and then I started talking to John, and then so the whole.
How did you find John? Because
I didn't know he was John at the time. I wanted to. He was managing DJ Hatzek from the Antwoord.
Okay.
And Jack's Panic.
Okay.
And I liked that because it was different, like to me, like with regards to what was happening at the time.
Dope.
And so yeah, I hit him up. I'm like, yo, I want to make a remix for you guys, whatever. And then so it's like a back and forth, and then I finally meet him when Matric Rage was happening. I meet him there, and he's not interested. I'm like, what the fuck?
Like, he doesn't want to hear it.
He didn't want to manage people anymore.
But did you talk to him to manage? Or
I didn't know what management was. I just wanted someone to believe in me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was just that thing, and then. But like I continue sending him beats. I'm using my student card still. It's still working.
So even after he says he's not interested,
20950, still working. That
so
shit.
Even after he says he's not interested, you're still like, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, don't you hear that this shit is fire? Anyways, so I continue. I get to a point where I'm sending him a beat a day. So, because remember, earlier on, I'm learning about like being like prolific.
Right.
Like, get to that point, and then he sends this email one time. He's like, "Fuck, you're persistent." Right? Okay. So, and then we eventually like start working. So this is end of 2011.
You start working, but I really need to know. At what point does it happen? Because I mean, he says "fuck, you're persistent," but still, he's still knocking on the door.
So when he says "fuck, you're persistent," it's because all the other emails that I was sending him, he wasn't replying to them.
Right. So you're like,
I'm
bro,
just like,
yeah.
yo. I'm like, yo. And then when he says "fuck, you're persistent," it's like, okay, now we can have a call.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
That's when I found out why he wasn't interested at the start, because he didn't want to do management anymore. Right. I don't find out that he doesn't want to do management the first time I meet him. So. Yeah, and then like we're just playing around with ideas and stuff, and then I make a remix of like one of these songs, whatever, just random. And then he asks me, he's like, "Is this what you want to do in terms of sound?"
Right.
In terms of sounding, I'm like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Maybe you can help me do that." And then that's when that starts.
Okay.
Because he's an electronic music guy. I'm an electronic music guy, so it's like.
What do you mean he's an electronic music guy?
John likes to be on the edge of music.
Okay.
Right? So like the hardest shit, and when I mean hardest shit, I don't mean the most booming shit, but but like because he's older, he's heard a lot.
Right.
He's heard when certain genres started and all that stuff. So he's always looking for the start of another genre. So he's like that guy. So when you heard what I was doing, it was interesting to him because he's like electronic music usually is the one that pushes things forward a little bit more than other genres.
Interesting.
Like
because they're always different. It's never really type.
Yeah. There's so many things like, and like genres tend to do this thing where like once a genre hits, everyone makes the same thing.
Right.
Everyone is trying to catch up to how it sounds.
Not even the same thing, just only similar. I get exactly what you mean.
Yeah, it's like to me, it just sounds like the same thing.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like when an artist makes a hit and the next song that comes after the
sounds
hit
like that.
Sounds like the hit.
Yeah, and I wasn't that way. Like I was the people I looked up to always like made like different things.
Right.
So I think he gravitated more towards that.
Okay.
And then. Yeah, and then we start working together. I figure out that if I want power with regards to my career, I'm gonna have to figure out a way of performing my beats.
Okay.
The best way of performing my beats is DJing.
Right.
Because I didn't like the dynamic of let me make a beat for you, you make a song, or does the song land on the album? If the song lands on the album, please pay me my money.
Do I get royalties?
I'm supposed to get royalties,
right.
And then you're offering me something that I've already done. I know I'll give you published. I've already made the beat. How are you gonna give me something I have? So I hated that.
Okay.
Right? I didn't like that thing. So I just like I wanted to like have some sort of control with regards to how I moved.
Right.
And I felt like the best way of doing that was DJing.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
So then I started DJing. I'm playing.
What is the DJ name?
I was Muzi.
So it's Bin.
Yeah, I'm Muzi. It's my real name. You know, like I think like I never want to be something else.
Okay.
You know, I never want to feel like I'm living up to like this other thing. Oh, you my alias.
Right.
You know, like I'm just Muzi.
Okay.
The name my dad gave me. So it's like, yeah, like so I'm DJing now. This is 2012, 2013. So I'm playing like Daisies. I'm doing all that. I'm playing Synergy. I'm doing all these festivals that are like, I guess at the time seen as white festivals in the country.
Right, 2012.
Yeah, you know, like, so the only like bands I'm seeing there are more Big Fucking Gun. I'm seeing Dirty Paraffin there, like black people. Who else is doing like this other interesting dude, and he passed away, I forgot his name. He used to be like a K-Town DJ, like a black guy. He was dope.
Okay.
There was a guy called Niska One. There's guys called Hazer. There's a guy called Hazer. There was Das Capital. So many of these like just electronic music DJs at the time, and they still are now, you know. But like, yeah, that was like my sort of crowd.
Right.
And so yeah, I'm playing all these like festivals here, Ram fairs, doing all that, playing at Arcade Empire in Pretoria.
Right.
And shout out to Rob, the guy gave me my first gig in Pretoria. Like my first I had a green bag, and I was looking down the whole time. I was so nervous. I had them so check. No, I ain't looking at none of y'all niggas. Just like,
I don't want to get my transition wrong.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, so I'm doing that, man. And so yeah, that's 2013.
Is this happening in Durban?
No, I'm here. I'm in Jersey. I'm in Jersey when this is happening. So after John and I decided to start working on this.
Yeah.
We both moved to Joburg. He comes to because he was in Cape Town.
Okay.
So he gives me money. I come here. First thing he did for me was buy me a laptop. I'll never forget that shit. Gets me a laptop. Anyways. So yeah, now both of us are here in Jersey.
Right.
And I'm trying to do these things, whatever. Gigs are like, we're doing like $200, $300 a gig. So, you know, if you're getting 300 rands, that means that's your petrol. That's
right.
So you go there, you play your gig, your money finishes by the time you get home. It's like, you know? So anyways, but like we're doing.
And how are you guys getting around? Driving?
It's John Scooter.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, yo, my hands used to be cold. By the time I got to the gig, now I'm freezing.
Just shivering and stuff. Oh shit.
Shit, dog. It was crazy, man. But yeah, like, so do that, and so that 2013 goes, 2014 goes. I dropped like some like dubstep like EPs and stuff. Like I was just doing like that, like electronic music stuff, like hard electronic music. Dropped that 2014, 2014, my circle's gonna, especially all his loves to be here, like, cause I say 2014.
I heard that, actually.
Did.
I heard that.
2014. I'm playing my car. 2014. I think that was the year. I think it was 2014 or 2015 somewhere. I make the song and called Nizogwala, yeah, something like that. It's like a very like dubstepy, electronic, hard bass sort of vibes.
Okay.
But John is like, yo, I think someone would like this. Like, I think like a friend of mine back in the UK would like this. That friend turns out to be the VP of BMG, and he likes it so much.
BMG?
BMG is like
it was like Sony BMG, that type of thing.
So they separated.
Okay.
So they used to be like one thing.
Okay.
And then Sony went and BMG, and then BMG went and like bought like other catalogs from this thing called Chrysalis. It was like a label thing, and yeah, so they became like an independent publisher, an independent record label or whatever.
Okay.
So Mina, here's that song. He loves it so much, and I get my publishing deal through that one song. And then at the time, after like doing everything, I just felt very discouraged, man. I wasn't in a good place. I was angry.
Why were you angry? Or why do you think
that my country didn't like, it felt like
they didn't understand?
Yeah.
And no one appreciated what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, like it felt like that, like everywhere. Still like that now. Well, like not it's not how it feels, but everywhere I went, everyone had advice for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like no one would just be like, yo,
this is dope.
Yeah.
And what advice would you get? Yo, dog, you need to change your sound. You need to do this.
Yeah, you should do this. You should do that. You should do this. Now it's you should do my piano. I've been hearing my whole life. Because people know I can, doesn't mean I should. Like for me, you know what I'm saying? So like, anyways, at the time, and then I was like, me, I don't want to be here, you know. So I told John that. John's sister sends us like an article on like 10 best places for electronic music in the world.
Okay.
And Berlin was number 1. We're like, okay, we're going to Berlin.
But how you guys going to Berlin where you're using 300 for petrol and you have no money?
So all of that is happening, right? And then I get the publishing deal with BMG, and that gave me a fuckload of money. So I go from that to like,
okay,
rich boys, right? So that's, yeah, I'm like 23, 24, and I'm like, damn, I don't have to gig for like the next like 5 years. Like, I'm good.
Shit.
You know? But no one knows me, which is the best place for me to be in. Like, no one knows me in regards to that thing.
So you get a publishing deal from BMG, nobody knows you, it gives you a fuckload of money.
Because they believe in the music.
Right.
The thing that I always believe.
So that you can grow.
Yeah.
Right.
You
dope.
know?
That's
so
bad.
I decide not to buy a Merc or a mansion. I decide to reinvest in my knowledge and go and pay like rent in Berlin for like 2 years.
So you're in Berlin for 2 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that.
And what did you learn in Berlin?
That's actually when I start miking on Zeno's mom. But anyway, that's another story. But
how when you're in Berlin?
Yeah.
There's a social media actually, yeah, social media. Okay.
Yeah, no. I didn't have any social media at the time.
So how did you talk to her in Berlin?
No, like I'd created like I had an Instagram, but I wasn't really pushing it with regards to me being a musician.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, this is what people say you must get.
Okay.
So I got it, whatever. And then yeah, that happens obviously, yeah, whatever. I go to Berlin. Then I go to Berlin, and then John was like, bro, you should post more pictures, you know, like you should like yeah.
Do the Instagram thing.
Yeah, this could inspire someone, that whole vibe. Yeah, but when I'm in Berlin, I'm like, because I had the freedom of not working, like I was like, I'm just gonna learn.
Okay.
And learn as much as I possibly can. So I just start learning, man. Start learning where the sound comes from, where the synth comes from. I meet some of the people that originated some of my favorite sounds. I meet some of the people that started techno music. Or were there at the start, at the gate, you know what I'm saying? Like, I meet that, I listen to them speak about how no one believed in what they were doing, and now it's this big thing, you know what I'm saying? So, it encourages me a lot. And
that is how it starts.
Yeah, you know, it encourages me a lot. And is that John at the door?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's a real thing. Nothing is staged here.
You already know, dude.
I John McLean with the what you call what's that thing? Peaky Blinders haircuts. Ish. Anyways, yeah. Now I'm at the point where like we have the freedom of I have the freedom of learning, you know.
Right. And the freedom of moving how you actually want
to move without like the chase of like money. And then I have John who has done this and has had success with so many people before me in the same like thing, like Billboard hits, all that vibe. He's done it.
Okay.
You know? So it's like I'm in this, it's like school, man. It's like a pilgrimage. Like I'm learning, you know, knowledge.
Okay.
And then when I'm playing festivals and all that stuff overseas or whatever, it starts feeling weird.
In which sense?
I'm the only black person here.
Oh yeah.
It starts feeling weird, man. And remember why I leave South Africa, right? I leave South Africa because I feel like I'm misunderstood. I feel like I'm trying to show a color of black kids that is not really shown in the media. Of like these like kids that are into like rock and dance music and then skateboard and all that stuff. I'm trying to be that kid, you know, but everyone is trying to be American. So I leave, but when I get overseas, like I'm the only black person. It's like, it feels like that thing where like you don't know if people are like laughing with you or at you, sort of vibe.
You don't know if people are appreciating the sound or they appreciate the sound because it's a black kid.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's like, is it a novelty thing? Or is it because I'm really good? You know?
The second one.
It's because I'm really fucking good. You got that right, man. Anyways, but we killing shit, man. Things are good. I'm happy, bro. Like things are great, you know. But I start having that thing of like, I want to be next to like black kids and inspire them, right? You know, when I'm making all this music, the reason why I'm not posting a lot of pictures and doing all that shit is like I'm not showing my face. I'm not showing who I am. I'm not like not really like ashamed, but I'm not confident enough. Right?
Okay.
Because it feels like at this point that me being black works against me. You know? So I don't want to show it that much, even though you can hear it in my music,
right?
Whatever. So I happened to go visit my mom, but before I visit my mom, I passed through Kenya. This is 2017 now.
So you decided to leave Berlin?
Yeah, no, I always used to come back and just like see my mom like every 4 months, whatever.
So you actually really genuinely stayed in Berlin type
I
thing?
stayed there.
Like you didn't.
That was my home. I wasn't coming back to this motherfucker.
So you're coming to South Africa to visit?
Yeah. I come and visit and then bounce. But this time I come through via Kenya because I had a show there, Thrift Social, 2017. When I'm there, I'm seeing like black people on like billboards. I'm like, right. No, that feels new to me.
Yeah.
Africa.
Is that real?
Shit. You know? Like, so and then after do that I go back home. When I go back home, my mom is playing like all these like vinyls and stuff from when I was a kid.
Right.
So now it just feels like this is where I should be.
Right.
That I've finished, that my pilgrimage is done.
Yeah. Like time is up.
Call John. Like, yo, I ain't coming back.
What? So you didn't even go back to get the shit together, bro. Just like, yo.
It's still somewhere in Europe. All my shit. Like yo,
you're
bro.
fucking around.
John is like, yo, I think I want to stay in Berlin. He likes the place and stuff, you know. Like, we talked about it, man. You know, like, to make me feel better, he used to be like, I saw two brothers today. I saw three the day before, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
come back. There's some brothers here.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the energy was giving you. Like, yo, don't worry. Them niggas are still here. Just come back.
He was worried. You know, he was worried. I think.
Even if they weren't Nigerian drug dealers.
Yeah. Some of them were like, it was crazy. It was crazy things.
That's some crazy shit.
It was crazy, bro. So like, I think the thing was,
you never even used your return ticket.
Yeah, it was a return ticket. I was supposed to go back. I was like, man, fuck this shit. I'm going home. You know, like, so.
That's nuts.
So I decided to stay here. John decided to stay in Berlin, and we like formed this thing of like working. Like a distant relationship,
right?
So calls daily and all that stuff. Like, it was really cool.
So I'm sure you could do the whole long distance relationship thing really well, huh?
No, I suck at that.
That doesn't make any sense.
Anyways, it's business. It's like business, and he's my friend. It's
the
like,
relationship is business. Honestly, we're keeping it 100.
I came here 5 times a year though.
Yeah, he came here.
Okay.
He come through. No, that's not what I'm saying. He used to come through like all the time and stay for like weeks or whatever. So
that sounds like a relationship still though, but anyway,
it is a relationship or whatever. In that time, I'll make a song called Zenzile, ne?
Okay.
And that song like does really well on like 5FM, whatever, on like radio here. It becomes like top 50 songs played in the year, whatever, you know. And that was like sort of like the first song I made where. Oh yes, shit. Thank you, John. When that's happening, when I drop Zenzile, like we get like a sync license for Nando's, so we run the Nando's ad. And
how did Nando's find that song or you?
SoundCloud. They found us through SoundCloud. And they
were just looking through SoundCloud?
They wanted to start doing something. Well, the sync happens later. Earlier, they wanted to start this thing of doing exchange between all the territories where Nando's existed, where the actual restaurants existed.
Right.
And then we get a text from like one of our friends that like Nando's is starting to like do this thing and they want to see like who they can use or whatever.
Okay.
So then I happen to be the first guinea pig. The other guinea pig happens to be Stormzy.
Okay.
And then we sort of like I tell them they want to come down to like South Africa. They want to do Josie. I'm like, fuck Josie. I'm not from here. You know, if you want to do anything with me,
Durban.
Home.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we do that, and so then that's how the relationship starts and stuff. So when like things like Zenzi that start happening, when the song is out,
Things are already moving.
Yeah, we already have a relationship.
So there's some traction.
So we get like an ad like that's like syndicated in like New Zealand, Australia, America, Canada, UK, South Africa. Yeah. No, South Africa wasn't there. Yeah. So it was landers for all those other territories.
Okay.
And then the Apple thing happens as well. See, John helped me a lot remembering these things.
Apple iWatch what?
I made music for Apple iWatch, the second Apple Watch. Anyways, but I'm doing all of that.
That's just nuts.
I'm doing all of this.
But now, like, I need to understand. Are you guys pitching or people just finding this sound like, yo?
Yeah,
we need to hear this.
We're pitching. I hate having sniffles. Like it feels like my throat is like
yeah, same,
like cut, and then. Anyways, no, I need to remember we got a publishing deal when things started, and then I told you about the publishing deal. At the same time, the reason why we got like the publishing deal first, my story is all over the place anyways.
No, don't worry. If you're listening, really, you know.
The reason why we did that first is because we wanted to own our master rights, and and then the publishing deal we got was the publishing deal where we'd get our publishing rights after a certain period after it's a license.
Right.
So the whole thing is about ownership, but we reversed it. A lot of people go for a record deal first. Mm-hmm. We didn't want that. We wanted to get money and then use that money to fund what we're doing.
Right.
So the good thing about getting a publisher is that they're like if not number one, number two best publisher in the world. Those guys, they fire, right?
What does a publisher do?
They get your music. They collect like your like how your music performs, like on radio, TV, all that stuff. But also they can get you into those places.
So they can pitch a song.
Exactly.
That can be utilized like on an ad.
Yes. Cool. So like BMG, I'm signed by the same guy that signed AFK Twigs, Gorillaz, Andre 3000. Who's my favorite? Prodigy. Like there's so many people that are there, like that are at that high level.
Right.
That I'm playing at that level,
right? But
no one knows me back at home besides a few people. So it's the best place for me to be in,
right? But it's also a mind fuck, I'm sure, in your mind.
No, it was great because it was all because of music. Right. It wasn't because of like
your numbers
or who I'm taking pictures with, or whatever.
Right.
Or my numbers.
Oh fuck! Actually, you're right.
Yeah.
Needs a girl.
Huh?
Needs a girl.
Yeah, needs a girl. Yeah, no, I've said that already. Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
So. Okay, so like when Zenzi drops and that happens, like then it sort of introduces me into like the ad world, but overseas, not here at that time. Like, this guy can make music for ads. You know, I always thought like, you ever think who made the song for Pokemon? Or
I really do.
You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, and they ain't gotta perform.
Yeah, like even
catch me at
the generation beats.
Things like
someone's
that.
Actually getting paid for that shit.
I look up to like Abo, Hans Zimmer, and all these people that like make like emotion, like that heighten your emotion with regards to what they do with music,
right?
And with regards to like visuals and stuff. So when that happens with Zenzi, I also get the Apple iWatch 2 ad. I get a Ralph Lauren ad. Getting all these things, and it's dope. Again,
but
no, there's no but.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say but.
It's dope. I'm in the music industry, and my music means something.
And the music is making you move.
Yes.
Right.
It's not what I'm doing.
It's not who
I'm mad introverted. I'm mad asocial and all these things.
That's stupid dope.
And the music is speaking for me. You know, that's the best place to be.
Nothing else but the music.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
So that happens, Zenzi happens, and the things are cool. 2018 comes, Afrovision drops. Conk. When Afrovision drops, I spend 6,000 rands, John, there?
Go on.
6,000 rands we spent on the listening sessions.
Yeah?
Yeah. 6. We just got a venue, guys. We don't have money for the venue, but like, you know, maybe like we're just to get things up. Please help us. You know what I'm saying? We're doing that, and
a lot of that was pizzas.
a lot of 6 grand was just like us buying pizzas and food for people.
So what made you decide to have a listening session?
Because people didn't have listening sessions.
Yeah, but like,
I wanted again. Remember my thing at this time, and John's thing at this time is that like, music will help us get where we need to
100%.
go. So we figure out that like, if we make a listening session where people come and listen to music, it's not a party, there's no lineup. What the fuck is the lineup doing in an album listening session?
Songs, dog. Like I don't want to hear anyone else.
You know, so anyways,
awkward.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you having to drop dead net. At first you show us like Balenciaga, and you show us fashion show, and then at the end you show us what you're dropping. But at the end, people are drunk, and it's like no one actually got to experience.
100%. We didn't feel that emotion that you just expressed,
and that's what I was seeing. Right. So for me, it was like I wanted to do an actual listening session. Right. I want to come there, sit down, and then so Afrovision ends up becoming like this moment. Right. You know, in the zeitgeist of
because they were listening. Once they listened, we got them.
Yeah. Right. Once we actually got people to listen, like then
hook, line, sinker.
Yeah, things changed like there, you know. And I think the thing I'm most like grateful like to John for was that like I've like, even though I've been in like a few instances like that, never really needed to do anything. Right. You know, I never really need that show. I never really need.
It would be cool if you get it, but I don't need it.
So everything ends up becoming like I'm grateful for it, and it's because it's organic. Like I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful that I'm in a place where even now we could survive COVID and do all these things because of how we move as a business and how we move as an artist, and of how I've been moving. And how I've built that to a point where I believe in my music so much, and I'm surrounded by people that believe in the music so much that regardless of how long it takes, we're gonna get there. But the practical side of it, the money side of it, is not really like John is really good at what he does. So like even though we've had like a few like close shaves, like for most part we don't really need to do anything. Right. You know, so that I can be in studio. You know.
I think you just need to compromise.
So there's no level of compromising. I don't need to do something that I don't like
or don't want to do because just to get money.
Yeah, I know.
That's a good place to be. That's the funny thing. That's literally where I am mentally. Yeah. Like I'm trying to place. That's actually why I haven't dropped clothes, or why Dead hasn't dropped clothes. Like for the most part of it, and I kind of said that we're only gonna drop clothes next year in March. Like, and that's. Going forward, that's how I would want to move, or would want the brand to be, because in that way, like every expression is expressed in a manner that I want to express it in. Yeah. Like it's not expressed because I'm rushing to, I need this bag to pay this. Man. Like, I need this because that is so compromising to where you know you can get, but it's taking long and it's gonna take some time, bro.
Of course, and you need to be like kind to yourself with those things. And like if you're trying to build something, you need to know that like it's years of getting money and reinvesting. You know, it's years of doing that before you can flex. Oh, that's how I see it. Because before you can flex, before you can do all these other things that make other people see that you have money. Yeah, there's a lot of time,
internal things.
Yeah, put back into it, you know, so that you make sure that your foundation is stable. Too many times, I'm a fan of music, you know. I'm a fan of like this industry as a whole. I watch shit. I like from like all different types of artists also. Right. And there's always a common thread of like ego. I'm making a lot of money. I think the machine's not gonna end. The machine ends. I get depressed. Or you know what I'm saying, and I make music that's not even as good, because throughout all this time when I'm trying to be the big dog, I'm not focusing on music. It happens to so many people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Cycle.
And then the cycle repeats itself.
Right.
And it's not even music, it's anything. It's like even bees get stuck in their own source, dog.
Right.
Imagine honey is nice and you drown in it.
And you make the honey.
You know what I'm saying? But it's such a real thing that you can drown like in your own source if you're not like careful. So
Right.
for me, it's always been that thing of reinvesting. So yeah, 2018 Afrovision is that. Afrovision is me going, oh yeah, I think I'm okay with people seeing my face now. Hi. You know?
How you guys doing?
Johnny's like, thank God, they didn't see that you black. You know, when this happens, I'm 27.
Now let me ask you something. Is this the period? Because I remember I remember this. Probably shouldn't have, but you used to make remixes of your songs. Is this before or after Afrovision?
The Afrovision, it's I don't know, it's during. Like when I started like Muzi Mondays and all that stuff.
Yeah, but making remixes that would get more hits under another alias. I know.
Oh no, that's way before. Like, so that's 2016 when I'm still in Berlin when I'm doing that. When John and I are trying to come up with like different names.
Yeah, that's so. When I heard that, I was like so crazy. And you're like, dude, I make my own remixes that have more hits.
Yeah,
more streams than my actual songs.
Yeah, oh yes, that was when I made that was in 2016, 2017, where I made a song now called Desire. And then remember, when I'm in Berlin, I'm looking at South Africa as an outsider.
Of course.
Right? So I'm seeing what people are doing to have a hit. At the time, it's like an Afro house thing.
Yes.
It's not my piano. Like, so if you have an Afro house song or like a house like mid tempo song,
yes,
your shit is booming.
Okay.
I'm like, John, watch. I'm gonna make a remix of my own song. Say the remix is made by someone else, and this shit's gonna boom. Just to test it, just to see what I'm never gonna do ever again.
Right.
You know,
and to see if I'm actually right.
I do it and I'm actually right. And it fucking goes. Wow. People are like, oh no, yeah, you can see it's like Muzi at the start, but like, yo, this guy that remixed this song is crazy. You know, that's me. And in my head, I'm like, you fucking go tell me. You know what I'm saying? We didn't tell anyone.
That's fucking sick.
And it was just like, and I've done that like a few times, even when we're working on like these like electronic guys in Berlin. We're just like, just to see, man, like I only live once. Why the fuck would I just do one genre and just like stick to one thing?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
so
go back.
Fast forward back. Afrovision 2018. That happens. It's dope and it's great and it feels like a new thing because I'm also expecting at the time, like you know, I'm gonna have a kid. Things are dope, man. Like it's like it's like a coming of age sort of here.
So it's like a genesis. Like it's just like
it's just like. And I'm 27.
Right.
I've been through the changes, so to speak, of like music industry and all that stuff. I know what I want. I know what I want to mean. I know where I want to be. I know which space I want to fill. I know what's for me. I know what's not for me.
Right.
You know, and I'm just gonna build that thing. So yeah, that's 2018. And
by the way, Afrovision, first time I listened to it was on Ethiopian Airways. When I was going to London.
Oh snap! Yeah.
I was shook. I was like, "There's a South African guy on this."
Oh yeah, man. Like
I was fucking shook.
Yeah, like
I was shook. I don't think you understand.
It was dope, man, and it was dope doing that. Like, yeah, we at the time Afrovision would license it to Sony just for sub-Saharan Africa, and then we had like an independent deal overseas.
Okay.
Nah, so like even though it was independent and like with licensing to Sony, like we wanted to employ the PR strategies that they had just to see, just to learn, just to be whatever. But the cool thing was that like the deal ends on release date, and I guess Sony didn't read their contract.
It sounds like that Frank Ocean shit.
It was that. It was exactly that shit. But like,
music back, but they've got to market it to get money.
So we got the music back, but they still have to market it.
Because they invested in it.
Exactly. And it was like the best thing ever. They're like, why are you doing this? We're like, did you read the contract? So that was cool because like one thing that John like told me was like he always spoke of, even when he started early, like he always spoke of like the next thing. Like, oh, did you hear like the streaming services now? Like power is coming back to the artists. Power is coming back to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like and I believed that. I believed in the power of my music and also in fairness.
Right.
You know, and and in that instance, like we were fair to them.
Yeah,
I mean, it was flipped because like usually the artist gets like not fucked over essentially, but we're
Yes.
So the power really comes back to if you're set up properly.
yeah,
Right.
you know.
And that's what we did.
Yeah, so like we were already set up properly. We already knew why we were going there. It wasn't like low hanging fruit or someone's dangling a carrot or
Right.
whatever. It was just like, okay, no,
Dope.
let's see.
Okay,
Anyways,
drops, cool.
Vision drops. Then that's when like I guess like this like South African part of my career starts.
Okay.
You know, so then I'm getting a lot of these
So
interviews.
that's the album that started the South African
part of things, and like I'm getting all these interviews like, oh, how do you feel about like being loved overseas more than here and all that stuff. And my thing was like, South Africa's one country, guys.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of countries in the world, and like I'm lucky enough. I know like it's a privileged statement to make. You know, like I've been very lucky in my life.
Right.
But that's how I view it. You know, like I came from a spot where I felt like no one here fucked with me.
Right.
You know,
but
and
by the way, luck doesn't exist.
Okay, fine, fair.
Luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
Of course, but I still believe in the luck factor. You know,
You prepared yourself for the moments that you actually got given.
I did, but there's an intangible part, man. There's a very, it's crazy.
It is.
Like
I'm listening right now. It's fucking nuts.
Like this shit that we like. It's like my life is a movie, bro. Like this shit is, can't make it up. You know, I don't have the perceived numbers
Right.
to be doing what I'm doing. I've done things that the biggest artists in this country can't do.
Right.
They've done things that I can't do. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's a I'm just walking my path, and
you're owning it.
There's a luck in that, because I don't know. At least when you're mainstream, you can have something you plug into.
Right.
When you make Amapiano, you plug into the Amapiano market.
Right.
When you make
Into the streets.
there's roads. Me and John and I are literally paving. Well, now it's more of us.
You're rowing against the.
We're paving it, and we see all these people on the other lanes.
And then you're still there sweating.
You good there?
You're sweating. The sun is fucking
I'm
burning you.
sweating.
You're still putting the brakes on the road.
Exactly. We were building it from fuck all, you know, from nothing, and it's like, and that thing, there's a luck factor in that for me.
Okay,
where
that aspect, I get it.
you hear what I'm saying? There's
get it.
a divine thing, bro. Like Amadlozi, like my ancestors, Zuma, like whatever, you know, like there's something that's there that's guiding us with regards to all of this, because it's highly ambitious.
100%.
You know, I want to be seen as the same way that people talk of like Pharrell, Daft Punk, all these people. Like there is no South African producer that talked of that side as a colleague, as a fellow musician. It's always like the African guy.
Yeah.
There's a new sound in Africa now. There's a new sound in Africa now. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's always like one sound at a time. You know how big this place is? I want to be respected in that way by just showing the other side of dope things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The same way we go, oh my God, man, like Daft Punk can do so many genres. In SA, when you do multiple genres, it's like,
Why are you doing that?
why are you doing that? What do you call this? No. And it's like, do you fucking ask fucking Pharrell why he does that shit?
Yeah.
Or do you just receive
That's actually
it?
a good thing to say, because I don't listen to your project. I actually only started listening to it. I don't give it like some breathing space. Only started listening to it like last week.
Oh, the new one.
Right?
It's Black
Yeah. And
Last week.
yeah.
Just last week, bro.
It's been out for a month now.
I know.
Exactly.
I give shit like some time
What type of friend are you, bro? Anyways, joking.
I give shit. I give a shit.
I'll start wearing your t-shirts like 2 years after it. You know, I just start using the socks, man. Like,
dude, I need to give it like I like listening to projects.
I'm the same.
When there's no influence of what people think about it. Like I find the song that I like because I really found the song that I like, not because someone said it's dope type thing, you know. But the sound is so, I wouldn't say different, but it's completely different from the previous project.
Of course.
It's like, and that's one thing I kind of learned is you actually, every project of yours is really like a different sound, like literally, and it's so intentional because it's not one song.
Yeah.
It's all the fucking songs. It's like all the fucking songs.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you're doing that intention to kind of show your scope, like how much you can actually do, but at the same time you're not bound to one genre.
Yeah, like I'm bound to music.
Right.
I'm
So you're a musician. You're not a a hip hop artist.
I'm a fan.
Right.
You know, like I will mix it and like do it. I don't like. I appreciate it.
Is it a conscious thing?
Yes and no.
Like in a sense of, okay, this album has to sound like this.
No. It's not that. It's not that.
Dope.
It's me trying to chase feelings I heard with my favorite songs when I was a kid. I'm chasing the feeling.
Dope.
Feeling does not necessarily have a genre. I don't want to ever feel like I have to make a genre like this because this is a popping thing right now. No, I have to make something that feels this way to me. You know what I'm saying? Like primarily, this thing is a healing thing for me. If I don't heal through this, why am I doing it?
Right.
I'm very appreciative of like people that fuck with my shit, but I'm also appreciative of people that don't fuck with it because it's constant reminder that I'm doing it for myself.
Yes, and not everyone's gonna like it.
Yeah, and even the people that like go, Afrovision is better than Zeno, or Intergalactic is better than. It's all my music, dude. It doesn't matter to me if like
you're still listening.
Yeah, if you think like which one, like all of them represent
a different place.
Yeah, albums to me
that's
are like
a funny thing. I was also thinking like
they're snapshots.
It's nuts.
Yeah, they're snapshots.
Like I can literally hear in every project. It's probably because I know you, but in every project I kind of can get a sense of where you are emotionally and spiritually and mentally.
Yeah, you know, like
literally on every project, like it's like you, and I think that's what music is. Like I think music is where people actually. I think anything where you express yourself through what you do, basically art, because music is art, and like, but each part or each and everything that you do is supposed to reflect how you feel at that present moment in time. So when you do go back to it, you actually experience those feelings again, and now you remember where you come from. Like Instagram, it's crazy. Like, you know, you go like to your first picture, like at the bottom of Instagram, you're like, damn, I used to look so whack.
Exactly. You're gonna think you look whack now 10 years from now.
You know what I mean?
So now if you don't,
and if you don't, that means you haven't changed. If you don't document it
like properly, you know, like it's a snapshot. You know, like Afrovision is the way it is. Because it's that time in my life. Zeno is that time in my life. Zeno is an album I made in 2 weeks because of reasons that were happening, things that were happening around my life that time. That it was like a beam of expression.
Right.
Intergalactic there's a whole lot of shit happening in my life when Intergalactic is happening, is being made. There's a whole lot. My mom paused, like all that, like it's a lot to deal with, to come out of that.
Right.
For me, I make an album with 16 songs because for me, when I was a kid, the best album that got me motivated was a Daft Punk project that had 16 songs on it. I pay homage to my heroes constantly. I do it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always multi threads in my thing. Like people be like, yo, you make music that's like future. How is it futuristic when I'm now? I'm living with you. I'm in the same timeline
tomorrow.
You know what I'm saying, bro? It's in futuristic. What do you mean? I just beamed here from like 2050. What the fuck you talking about, son? Like, I'm here with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't believe in that thing. Like every time I make a project, and I'm an album artist, I'm a project artist. You know, like since
I dropped Afrovision, Stimulus Equalite, Zeno, Mama EP, and now Intergalactic. And before that, there was Boom Shaka, which was like just like a fucking fuck you album that I love so much. You know what I'm saying?
I'm actually thinking about framing the vinyl that you gave me.
Yeah, you know, like these are snapshots of my life. You know, it's humbling to have people join me on this journey of mine.
Right.
But it's my journey. My journey does not involve what's hot right now. It's me. You know, people admire certain like traits about like certain artists that are like brave enough to do things.
Right.
And I feel like that I'm one of those guys. I'm not the guy that's joining the crowd.
Right.
If it's full there, I'm going here. If I see everybody's going there,
you're just gonna fall against the tide forever.
I'm taking this double up. Nah, guys, enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm that person. I don't follow.
So your tour. So obviously
yes.
you've been talking for maybe 5 hours, 500 hours.
I don't even know how the story is.
Last thing I want to ask. So your tour.
Oh, now you're asking questions. You said I don't ask.
That's not a question. I'm asking if you're excited for your tour.
Just that conversation.
Are you excited for your tour?
Of course, I'm excited for my tour. Like I've been with exception being like obviously us being in a pandemic and COVID.
Yeah.
Like I've been going overseas since 2015. I took my first flight when I was 23, 24.
Right.
And from that point, I get to go overseas and
do what you love.
Dude, what the fuck? Like, and then 2019 we played America, and we were just like trying, hustling. We talked to this local radio DJ guy who we met in another festival in the UK, and we hit him up, and he got us this like venue, and in that venue, that's where I meet my agent. It's like 100 people sort of thing, but I fucking killed it, and it's just been like that constant belief in us in what we do, to the point where now I'm headlining my first US tour. Like it's all headline shows. It's Muzi. And it's that thing, and it's like what 12, 13 shows. We're probably gonna add a few more shows to that bitch. Like, obviously, I'm excited about that. You know, the only thing that like I think when I come back, I need to do a Muzi thing for the people in South Africa because I haven't done that in a while, and that's gonna be fun to do. I love my job. I love what I do. It's not even a job. It's just an extension of who I am. You know? So to be able to like have people believe in me and people that see the vision from like the Afrovision, the initial thing, to see that it's humbling, man. It's good. Like I don't wanna like I like the pace that my career is going on. I'm not losing my mind to this thing. I'm not thinking that I'm above people. I'm not thinking that you're
the best.
I'm not.
You are, but you know, I'm not exactly.
I can think that I'm the best, but to me, I don't like
project
impose that or project that energy on anyone else because that is a lie.
Yes.
It's essentially, I'm projecting the best parts of myself. I'm not telling you that I've been in the streets, bro. Yo, bro, I've been broke. Yeah, bro. I'm not telling that. I'm just projecting what you see or whatever. So to be at a point where I'm 30. And the album that people know me, like for the first one that like opened things for me, Afrovision, is literally what, 3 years ago? Do you know how far I'm gonna take this shit? I took my fucking time, bro. I took my time to learn everything. You know, even though when I was a kid, or 17 or whatever, 18, you want to blow up quickly. Of course. You want things to like happen. But now I'm 30, I don't even feel that like there's a blow up or whatever thing. I just have my people. It's just that my people are all over the world. You know, I have my tribes here and there. I have people that think similarly to me. I have people that get it. But they all over the world. So I'm gonna go visit them. Hey guys, hey friends.
How you guys doing?
You know, how you doing and all that stuff. And like, but through that, like, this thing can last for a very long time.
Dope. Okay. So gonna wrap it up.
I'm excited. I'm playing at venues that Coffee plays at, bro. Do you know that shit, bro?
That's fucking dope.
I'm playing the same festival as that nigga. Like, I'm 30. Like, do you understand? I'm 30, bro. Like and this is another thing I love. Like before we cut shit, it's another thing I love about the road that I've taken and like the intel that I've had and the people around me and the whole like electronic music thing. If you look at that genre, or you look at rock music, or you look at anything like that, the older guys get, the better they get, the more mature they get, because they have time to do that. Like if you look at the people's age, if you look at like Coffee's age, if you look at Carl Cox's age, if you look at Rolling Stones and all those people, these people are like old people, but like we respect them more. And like for some reason with hip hop, it's like a young man's game.
Yeah.
You know, I have a blow up at 21. What are you gonna do when you're 25? Do you know how long life is, bro? You know, exactly. You know, so like I love the pace of this. I love the fact that like it's just us doing what we do.
Right.
I want to do this for my whole life. I want to explore it as much as I want to live a full life and explore it. And it's great that things happen for me at this pace.
That's
amazing. You know? So yeah, I don't know if I said anything.
Come on, guy, you definitely did.
Great.
But okay, like this is one thing that we close this trip
during
with.
COVID.
Cappuccino before.
So one last thing before we wrap it up, man. I want to know this. Inspiration 101.
Yo, it's hot as fuck here.
I know, right?
Anyways,
Don't worry, we done.
yeah,
It's
inspiration
fucking
101.
hard. Yeah. So what are your mantra? Give me one mantra.
Mantra.
What do you live by? Like you wake up in the
Rough
morning.
with the smooth, bro. Rough with the smooth.
What does that even mean?
When bad things happen, good things happen. When good things happen, bad things happen. It's all about like the balance. Rough with the smooth. In our industry, you could have something that makes your day at 9 and something that fucks up your day at 5. Like, so when you get that balance of it, like, that's life, bro.
When the rough comes, you can't give up, and when the good comes, the smooth comes, you can't go fucking crazy.
Go crazy. Like there's a balance to it.
Rough with the smooth.
Rough with the smooth, bro. Like don't ride it when it's good, but ride it when it's bad too.
Just ride it.
Right, exactly. Just balance it out, man. Like the bad shit can't make you go crazy. The good shit can't make you go crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a hard thing.
It is.
It's a hard thing.
I think you just have to look at the bigger picture.
Yeah, you look at life. The bigger picture is life, bro. Like life is balance.
Listen to that. Okay. Thank you very much,
Anyways,
everybody.
shout out to my daughter real quick. She's not gonna watch this, but anyways, shout out to my daughter. Shout out to little Zenbug out there. She's probably gonna watch this in the future. Yo, Zeno, you were 3 when we made this, and yeah.
That's super cute. It makes you want to have a kid.
It's a beautiful thing. I'm like, it's
hey
fine.
man, finding the right person. Finding the right person.
Oh man, so do I.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for that time. I'm sure this is like 3 hours, 5 hours. This is the season finale, part 2. This is our last one of the season. Yeah, comment, like, subscribe. You know how it goes.
Yeah, just like you must chop it up and shit. Like if it's
I'm gonna. No, fuck, not chopping up anything though. Anyway, you know what it is. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Dude, you don't chop anything up here.
And you're live on Dead Radio.